Vagrant, I'm new to the radio. Are you able to take squad lead again?
Steffenberg, you cannot be in it. Alright, yeah, you already knew what I was gonna say.
Wait, somebody said my name?
Nah, what? Who's talking?
It was Smed, sorry. I was saying, Vagrant, can you take the squad leader again? Because I'm new to the radio, otherwise I'd do it.
Alright, yeah, sure, I guess I'll do it.
Alright. I still need a... Oh, I guess
don't take team leader on Bravo and I'll lead them.
Copy that.
Oh, and Stream Elements decided to break itself.
For Charlie 2, unless somebody's doing it from end
while I was editing commands. Cool.
Should be good. Alright, I'm good.
Drake, 60 seconds.
Sphere, I'm sure you'll do this, but make sure you get on the platoon out there in Charlie 2.
Mm-hmm. That's the plan.
You're looking a little thin there, second platoon, but I'm good with it. Make sure your comms are good, and I'm good to go.
I'll take care of it.
Alrighty, let's push her to map screen.
I've been informed nobody reads my Morse code. This makes me sad.
Oh, that's a shame.
I do.
It's not on the screen.
I thought you just had a stroke on your keyboard.
That's what
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that too.
Yeah. As long as you go slow enough, I could.
If you translated it, it says I like big butts and I cannot lie.
It's a lie. It's actually secretly.
Alright, let me get a, oh well, I'm still waiting on some people to join.
Oh no.
Man, the reason why we can't read is because you're probably using Enigma code.
I might make food here sooner, because I'm hungry.
Cyrus, you got a hot mic. Let me get a brief.
Yes, sir. Alright, attack defend, OPFOR BLUFOR. BLUFOR has a Super Tucano that is not armed. Any questions?
What are the uniforms?
US has Marpat Woodland, Russia has EMR Summer. Or, you know, the standard one.
Are we getting any boats?
There are no boats. One thing I do need to mention is the PRP-3s do have a small issue with their gunfire. You need to aim a little bit low, or a lot of bit low.
A lot of bit.
Why'd you use them then?
Alright, don't matter. Any questions from the OPFOR platoon? I mean, company leader.
What are the objectives?
Destroy.
Caches.
Caches, understood.
Are there any movables?
No.
Are they just normal caches? Nothing special like?
No special things about them, just normal caches. Nice.
Alrighty. We're pushing to round 2. Good luck, have fun. Starting right now.
Alright. So, this is round 2. So, Barb decided to jump out because his internet was being spotty, and I'm going to be joined by Boston and I believe Slushy for this one. Boston, you're already in here. Give me one moment. I'm just finishing up writing all the caches. I stopped to make myself some coffee, but we've got OPFOR has 2 PR. You're counting me down, aren't you?
No, I'm counting you up because you said 1 moment, so I gave you 1 moment, and then you got the 3 moments.
Well, I appreciate the
You're welcome.
3 moments. So we've got 3 up-armored Humvees, 2 PRPs, and 3 cords. All right, here we go. Got to write that into the map command here.
Oh, these are the things with the mortars on the back. The flare mortars.
Yeah, but they're only flares, unfortunately.
I've thought about using those in a couple missions, but I feel like they're just too up-armored to really do anything against.
Yeah, well, I mean, they don't really have anything good on them, to be honest.
You know what the gun is?
It's a 7.62 coax.
Oh, okay, I guess that's not bad. I guess it's an armored box you can drive around. Yeah. So, yeah, those are cords. 2 of those are transports. And this is a destroy. So looking at the first one by the bay on railroad tracks, it's gonna be inside one of those long warehouses.
Alright,
right.
I froze because I had to tab out to finish the mission command.
Just a standard cache for the northern.
Get that up and date, so sorry about that.
Where everyone else is. Is this building? Oh, it's a hospital.
Yeah, so this was the first round that they were running for EU where the server decided to crash. So the southern cache is a hospital and the northern cache is in a compound, which we often see an objective in. But I remember talking with Barb, the two issues with these defensive AOs is the northern one, once BLUFOR knows it's there, they can just open one of the two large doors and then pop an AT in there and blow it up immediately. So OPFOR has to hold the perimeter, potentially using their Fortify tool to make those concrete bunker, the HESCO blocks that they can not climb on. They can use the wood ramp to get on the second layer. But they can use that to look over the wall and hold it, because once they lose that outer perimeter, it's going to be easy for BLUFOR to get in here and blow up that cache. And the second AO at the hospital is if BLUFOR is paying attention, they can actually see the cache from the western road and potentially snipe an AT shot in there as well, but it's only if BLUFOR is absolutely paying attention, so it's going to depend on how BLUFOR comes into this AO and gets all this done.
I can't even tell what time of day it is.
It's a bit night, so.
Well, I'm just saying like the actual time of day, not the mission time.
Yeah, we don't have a watch feature with Spectator, unfortunately, so we can't tell.
But I would assume that it's gonna get brighter, because there's no way that he's gonna the mission maker would be allowed to have it this dark the whole time.
We're talking about Mountain.
Yes. Yeah. All right, question for you: Who makes the crazier missions, me or him?
I was gonna say Night Owl, but...
Well, yeah, Night Owl.
Night Owl's missions are dope! Dude, fucking, like, half an aircraft carrier. Capture the flag, have fun on Stratus. That's still, like, one of the craziest ones I've seen for FNF.
And his voice. And his,
voice.
I've been trying to convince him. I told him how to get all the sound files for a TeamSpeak pack. Wouldn't you love to hear that, though? Just the TeamSpeak telling you in his voice.
Yes. Yes, please. God, that would be something.
He has a YouTube channel. I'm not going to tell you.
He does now. Why would you do that to me?
All right, let me see if I can find it again.
That's horrible. You give me forbidden knowledge and then forbid me from knowing more. For those of you on stream that don't know, Night Owl, he's the guy with the super sexy voice. Sexier than mine and what I could ever hope to be.
Oh, absolutely.
And I just want to hear him read me Harry Potter when I go to bed at night. That would just make my day. Excuse me, night.
Alright, so he gets other people to sing for him, but I think he makes the music in the background. I'll pop it in your chat here.
DM it to Barbarian, because I have links auto-censored because bots like to spam.
Fair
enough. Unfortunately.
Barbarian. There you go, Barbarian.
His deep, sexy, manly voice. That's the voice that every man wants to have.
Sexy voice.
Yeah, I was just talking about that. It's so great.
It's so good.
Anyway, I'm gonna
support him.
Nice. So I will say, I mean, if it's kept at this time of day, the flare mortars might actually be useful. You know?
Yeah. You must have your, I must have my brightness a little bit too high, because looking at your stream on my other screen, it looks rather dark, but for me it's not that bad. Interesting.
You have your gamma turned up, do you? You little cheater.
No, I have my brightness turned up, and then I have a decently...
You have the gamma. You have the gamma hacks, and...
Really? You want me to go ahead and take a look at that real quick?
OPFOR just put a plank of wood down and respawned it. I'm glad they didn't put that in a Vic. That would have been awkward, but...
Right.
I'd love to make an op around this PRP, and I just got to rescript its mortar to actually fire some HE. That would be pretty fucking dope.
That wouldn't be too bad, as long as you get... you could even change it to like the 120 mortar.
Yeah.
That's just the static you can place down.
Mm-hmm.
Brightness and gamma are at 1. I can't prove it to you because I'm not streaming right now, but
yeah.
I have 1.
Where are those settings under display? Yeah, mine are at 1 too, so I don't know. I guess mine just suck.
I might have my TV turned up then. What's a gaming monitor when you can get free TVs?
I just realized it doesn't reflect on OBS.
Probably not.
Like, I'm bringing it back and forth, and it's not.
Yeah, it's not changing on your
That's
stream either.
trippy as shit, man. That's Twilight Zone level.
Alright, so BLUFOR is north. They've got a couple transports. Let's go over.
So they have the box truck transport.
For defense, I will take BLUFOR attack. I'll say what I think I want to do, and you say what
All right,
you want to do.
okay. No, that sounds great. Go ahead.
Alright, so for BLUFOR, obviously I'm going to plane in the air. It looks like they also have a, what was that, Chinook?
Yeah, CH-47, and it's got 2 M134s on either side.
Hello, Bert. So I would probably load a platoon, the smallest one, which is probably going to be platoon 2, and put them over on Hill 94, southwest of the lower cache. By Hill 7-3.
You have a grid ref for that?
Yeah, it is, let's see if I can do this right. 111-084.
111084. So you're talking about Hill 294.
Yeah.
Just south of Dubani. Yeah, that'd be good.
And then have them push down through the forest. Oh, this is like that one mission. It wasn't winter, it was autumn. Not too long ago, it was BLUFOR was south, Infor was defending, and they had a town.
Independent also had a little bird with a GAU 19.
Yep. That crashed into the telephone poles not far from the south of this town. Yep. Yeah, so I think that would be a decent area to push from, and it's really the only good landing spot. So I'd put a platoon over there, and then I have my first platoon, which is going to be the biggest. Dismount at the town 122-109, just to the north of the OPFOR.
Yeah, right, Wasber. Thanks for the 5-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the ops.
And then have
safe
them
on COVID,
walking
and I hope
up
you get a kick out
straight
of
to
this.
the shore, and then follow along their railroad tracks. That's probably how I would do it.
It's funny because Gorski's in my chat and he said, yeah, that was the original plan for the EU BLUFOR before the desync killed the mission.
Yeah, I didn't know it was this mission. I wasn't able to load in properly.
See, it's kind of funny because they loaded EU Mission 2, and instead we're playing EU Mission 1 now. So I was like, all right, c'est la vie.
I mean,
if I was...
had enough missions, so...
Yeah, right. Now, if I was OPFOR and I had the 2 PRPs, I would... Let's see, what do I have on my roster right here? If I was GC, I obviously have command, I got first platoon, full Alpha, full Bravo, full, no, partial Charlie, just Charlie 2 for the AT, and then I've got 1 fire team in Foxtrot, and then Echo, a full team in Echo, which is just another rifle squad. I would probably try to evenly defend both AOs. Because the size of both AOs, I'm going to look at it from a map perspective, so it's a bit more fair.
Yeah.
The compound to the north, I don't want to put more than like 1 or 2 squads in, 2 max, because the perimeter of itself is pretty small, to say the least. And especially if that gets breached, it's going to be really easy for BLUFOR to take that cache out. Hospital, I would hold with another squad, not more than 2 squads again, which is about what I have minus the vehicle assets, but I'd probably want to keep whatever forces I still had remaining, be it the, let's say I put Alpha on the northern cache, Bravo on the southern cache. Platoon HQs can also reinforce, but marksman teams go on overwatch positions of those caches themselves. I would probably play this one purely defensive because of those PRPs. And that way I could use those PRPs with the infantry I have remaining, such as Charlie 2 and Echo 2 and Foxtrot 1, and I can go vehicle hunting for the Chinook if they want to use that for combat purposes, for the armored humvees that they're going to field in. I might put 1 squad probably, I would rush it up to the hilltop, at the very least like a marksman, over where you told the Huey to land, because this hill in itself is a really good overwatch position for the entire AO if you go onto an opening.
When it looks like, I don't know if it's just a spectator cam, but my fog is not showing up, so I could see basically the whole...
Yeah, so that means we can, like, they've got full render distance. So if they were to put a marksman, I'm going to go back to where I was. If you put a marksman at, all right, so here it is, 114084 at hill 273. If you look in that same grid square where it is, let's say that's numpad 1, look at numpad 3 of 114084 and look northeast. You have perfect overwatch of pretty much everything in that town on both AOs bearing the far northeast. So you can see if BLUFOR is going to come in to do some attacks, and then with that information you can coordinate to the PRP teams in the Charlie 2 MAT team to go counter it by garrisoning a random building in this large group here, flare their position, and just have a machine gunner group start engaging them to make them panic.
Yeah, the one thing you do have to keep in mind though is you have 2 separate platoons. So you have your Alpha Bravo Charlie as 1 platoon under 1 platoon leader, and then you have your, what is it, Delta Echo Foxtrot. So maybe a little bit of adjustment to that plan. Maybe have first platoon being pure defense of the actual objectives, and then your second platoon as like the reactionary force, which kind of looks like
that'd work.
Because they've got a bunch of people here in the middle, and that looks like that's
the entirety of Alpha, and who is Quigley and Sirius a part of? Are they also Alpha?
Quigley, Sirius, looking.
Yep, Alpha 2. So all of Alpha is getting the center of this AO. You got Platoon 2 HQ on the western side with a group of infantry that are part of Echo, so they might go with a vehicle up to that hill to prevent any flanks with the CH-47. You've got Foxtrot 2 defending the the hospital on its own. And then you've got Bravo and Charlie doing some wide, like not defending the AO itself. They're instead just defending the ways to come into the town, trying to maximize the open fields as kill zones to prevent BLUFOR from coming in. So honestly, OPFOR doing a little bit of a risky placement here by not putting too many guys in the objective itself. I'd assume the fallback plan is to the objectives, but if a BLUFOR strike team with a quick-moving vehicle were to sneak in, it could pull the rug out from under them. We almost saw that in the first round, but thankfully BLUFOR's Far Force was able to come back when BLUFOR was defending in NA1 and sealed the deal for BLUFOR's victory there. But had they not, Independent would have overwhelmed that AO with a full surrounding of that AO and made it absolute hell. But now we're seeing Warlords. He's putting some fortifications down by the hospital. Mission is a go. Boston, what do you see BLUFOR doing?
Let me get over there because I was overviewing your objective. So the helicopter's off, the plane's taken off. We're seeing Platoon 1, Platoon 2 taking vehicles. Is there anyone in that helicopter?
So helicopter is filled with Bravo 2, Platoon 1 HQ, half of the top half, so Ground Command and 2IC, Hotel, which is the flight crew itself, and Bravo 1 and Bravo 2. Also, the plane is dead.
Good job. Who was that?
That
was Pierce.
Stottenweg and Pierce. They drove it too far, lost control, crashed into a fence, and exploded.
Whoopsie.
Where's Iceberg when you need him?
Where's a good pilot? Can anyone find me a good pilot?
Well, OPFOR doesn't know that the helicopter's not dead. Jesus Christ.
Well, they might have heard a distant explosion, but it's gonna be...
Not at that range, but... Yeah, there goes the plane, I mean...
Right, so the helicopter's way off to the
helicopter
west.
recon.
It looks like it is going to come around to the southern side.
Yep.
But let's see what your OPFOR force is doing, and maybe pushing up that mountain like you said, or maybe even just holding that forest.
So this is the same exact place Independent, when they were holding this AO a few weeks ago, decided to set up when that BLUFOR convoy came down the road, but they were completely out of position to actually engage it. There might be a repeat of that here, because I don't know what OPFOR is doing here. Like, I think they might just be trying to be a rear force for BLUFOR to potentially come down that road, but I don't understand it, because there's a lot of other places. For example, the forested route that Alpha's looking over and overwatching, that would be a much better bet for BLUFOR to come in on. What I also like, though, is look at where Firefighter is. I think he's putting explosive traps up in this forest here.
Where?
Yep, Firefighter. He's on his own, grid ref 123100. He put an explosive charge on the edge of this forestry line here, and now he's running back to friendlies, so that's a pretty good spot right there, if you ask me.
He'll be on range, because that's the biggest thing.
True.
If he goes all the way back to maybe even the sheds or even across the road, I don't think he's going to have the range to hit to trigger that.
So M2 Humvees have all stopped. One of them was randomly shooting at something. I don't know what that was about.
We have a group, Passenger Falcon Valhallan of Command. They've all stopped in the middle of the forest, up to the north. I'm not sure what they're doing. Maybe they expected someone to go ahead and rush them. I mean, that has been one of the big things, is rushing the player spawn.
I'm warming my hands.
If you're still alive on your screen.
Yeah, I'm warming my hands right now. It's getting toasty in here. I think he's just accepted it. Go ahead, sorry.
Truck heading to the town of Dubravka, which is to the direct west of the objectives. They're heading down towards that one group that got set up in the forest, Echo.
Alec, this is round 2 of NA.
They've stopped in the town. Maybe they're waiting for Alpha 2 to catch up. I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, they might be waiting for the other pincer to be ready. We're probably going to see a 3-pronged attack here. One group in the Chinook, one group in Dubrovko as they're dismount and get ready, and then the northern group are the 3 armed Humvees. Looks like mostly members of Task Force 121, and then we've got a central group of Finn, Hassinger, Valhallan, and Falcon. I think they're going to try to do Overwatch from that hill, knowing that now that they don't have the plane, they have to find other routes to guide their forces in and try to do some long-range recon. Yeah. They can also risk it with a Chinook, but it's unlikely. Well, speaking of the Chinook, it's landed.
Right now, landing, so it's a little bit farther south. It's about, 500 meters south of where I predicted they would go. But that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, because if we were to go to the place you wanted to land, I can hear the volume of that Chinook. Chinook is one of the loudest aircraft in the game for Arma 3. So if they land at the spot you predicted, OPFOR at the Garrison Hospital would have heard it coming, at least known that it was there. So I appreciate that farther landing.
Well, and it allows them to stay behind this ridge line.
Yep.
And again, be out of sight, out of audio distance. And I'd also like to correct you. The loudest plane, or the loudest aircraft in Arma is a A-10 while firing its main gun. How dare you?
Sounds about right.
If that flying gun is not the loudest thing, then we need to find something else.
I assure you, we can find plenty of loud things in Arma. We just have to go to the sci-fi mods.
Oh boy. I mean, I was about to say you just go American, but you know, sci-fi.
Very true. Have you ever fired the 134 epilator from NI Arms?
Yes. Yes.
It's fun. It's also very loud.
Literally, even if you have earplugs in with...
you're still going deaf.
You know,
you're still going deaf.
Have you used the cinematic rounds, though?
Yeah, the cassette rounds, quote-unquote.
Yes, the ones with like 30 cal firing.
They're blacklisted in my community because they will literally lag out the server if you fire like a full burst of them down because of all the smoke it makes. All of those particles.
Beautiful!
Oh, man. So I'm curious here. Let's actually look at OPFOR and see where they've put these cords. I see one on the northern side with Bravo 2. They have put it in a fortified area they made in... I want to say a bunker. Yeah, so they got it in a bunker right here. Looking around at these other cords, I'd assume Alpha probably has one, and then the third one, I honestly could not tell you.
I would hope it'd be at the hospital, but you know that's hoping for a lot. I'm checking a look at the Alpha group here in the middle. I'm not seeing the cord just yet.
All three were taken. I'm not seeing any left at spawn, which is pretty good.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, Hoyt has it over at Alpha in the middle. He's got a bunker next to him.
Yep.
Right in the middle between it. So that's one. You said the other one's over by the first objective.
So here's Hoyt's. Yep, it's on the rooftop of that bunker. They're moving it to the top of the bunker. Second one is at Bravo 2's location towards the north by Chupless, Eagle, and Carson. It's on Chupless's position. He's on it. And that third one, I do not know. I don't see it on the map.
Yeah, no one's in it quite yet.
It is important to note that the PRPs have divided themselves. We have one to the south and one I thought was to the center, but I guess I'm wrong. Where is that other PRP?
Well, and right now, it looks like Nielsen is looking in the correct direction. They can definitely hear the helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
They know it's going to be flying over here in a second.
I think that helicopter, I think it's flying off in the distance to do a feint strategy.
Well, it's already too late for that.
Yeah.
In FNF, if you're not landing within the first, 10 minutes?
5 minutes. 10, you're being generous with that one. Yeah. Alright,
so Anderson doesn't have it. I wonder if it's back over in the middle. I wonder if they're going to try to do a middle defense. Like,
yeah.
Have the middle group be able to go to either side or even prevent, like, force splitting them. Mm-hmm. That'd be what I would think they're doing.
So PRP is actually driving towards that Chinook. We got one of the dudes turned out. They're watching it here, but yeah, they're using the Chinook to scout, which I think is going to turn some heads for OPFOR. Maybe they'll start thinking about why the Chinook's doing the scouting and not the Tucano.
Well, and even the mission maker said, you know, they've got a scout Tucano, which is unarmed, so they know they have a plane.
But again, that plane is unfortunately disabled. All of BLUFOR and Dobroka are mounted back up and Vic's ready to go. The recon task force for BLUFOR is still heading up this vector. I think everyone's just waiting for A, the southern group to be in position, and B, that platoon element to do the recon as the Chinook also does recon from the air, trying to catch those BMPs and see where they are. I have no idea where this other PRP is. Is it at spawn? No. Yes, it is. Okay, so they're only fielding one.
Yeah, one of them, Vonk, has it back over at their spawn area. Oh, both of them are back over at the spawn area. Mm-hmm. One of them is not.
That one drove by because it was getting distracted by the Chinook. I doubt it's going to take pot shots at the Chinook, but we'll have to see.
I think the big thing is it's going to be waiting, and I think the platoon leader, which I believe is Hassinger? Yeah, Hassinger. For BLUFOR, I think he's trying to get everyone in position so that when he gives the signal, everyone's going to move in at once, and the OPFOR command's just not going to have time to be able to react to everyone pushing. Because that Alpha element that drove into the town of Dobrokia to the west of all the caches hasn't moved yet. The one in the forest to the north with all the humvees hasn't moved yet. The only people moving right now are the guys that dismounted from the helicopter, and they're heading through the forest and probably not going to get spotted at all.
Yeah, I know, with the color contrast and the trees, I don't think anyone's going to see them coming. They also intentionally avoided that open area, opting to stay hidden instead of doing recon from that position, which means they're relying on a different asset to watch their approach, which I believe in this case is the Chinook that's circling the area. M134 firing down. I think they spotted some of the fortifications that OPFOR made, and they are firing down at them. We do have a cord looking up, and it is going to return fire. but those rounds are ending up a little bit short. Another cord opening up, the second one we know about by Hoyt and Quincy's position.
Yeah, but that is a chonky helicopter. It's going to take a lot of rounds to take that thing down.
Hey, they lost one of the rotors.
You know, I would say I'm going to eat my words, but you know, game's already done it for me.
So,
yeah,
wow. That's amazing. Those cord rounds didn't even look like they were close, but they got a lucky hit and somehow shot out the avionics of the rear rotor. I've never seen that before in Arma.
So some people are going to be very unhappy about that. Yeah,
that's incredible.
I'm not going to say I can feel the salt, but I can definitely feel the salt coming off of him right now. It's like, I flew over once and my back rotor's out. What the hell?
Amazing.
Well, and here's the thing too. If they do it right, they can go back to their base, land the helicopter.
And repair it.
And get back up in the air.
Yep.
Which I believe Greg Legs can easily do if he's the one actually piloting.
Boston, I'm going to BRB 1 second. Just give me a minute.
Okay. I will keep talking. So this BLUFOR force to the south, it's moving through the forest, about to get to the tree line. Doesn't look like they've been spotted yet, which is good for them. All other forces, again, still on hold, with only the command element and Falcon moving up on the northernmost objective. With the Chinook heading back, hopefully they do this right and they head back to base. Maybe this time Pierce will get the pilots of the plane, pull them out, see if they're alive. Looks like both of them are alive? What the hell? Alright, Greg Legs, let's see if you can do it. This is not the right way to land. Oh. Come on. Come on. You got this. Little hard, little hard. Ah, oh, beautiful. And he puts it down. Alright, well that's going on. Let's get back into the fight. And nothing really much happening. I think we're waiting on Hassinger to give everyone the go-ahead to start pushing. Falcon's slowly getting closer to where Firefighter placed that trap. I'll have to ask Liru exactly where that is. Falcon here.
Alright, what do we got?
The helicopter was able to successfully land back at base. There's a little bit of side shifting and they're repairing it right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're talking with the pilots.
Yeah, the pilots are both like fine in there, apparently.
They're just tabbed out yelling that things got taken out. Also, it has gotten brighter on the mission.
Yeah, it must be becoming morning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, that makes sense, especially with not having
hard to tell the cloud cover
either sides that we could see.
Yeah.
It has to get brighter. It's either it starts bright and gets
Tomato,
starts dark
we'll
and
see.
gets bright. There's no...
Shoot me a DM on Discord. That'll help me remember.
Dark and stay dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sideways and Vonik are sitting outside their PT... What is it? PTR?
PRP-3.
PRP. BLUFOR has moved up to the edge of the forest line, not even 100 meters from your Echo unit. No one's firing. Oh, I just heard some firing. I don't know from who.
That is...
That's
OPFOR engaging BLUFOR command structure. Yep, that we're doing some recons. They're going to get them to wave off of that position. That's some good eyes from that angle, considering they don't have any scopes. They must have seen some small moving silhouettes, possibly a passenger.
Team leaders. I know the team leaders have binocs, so they probably got
It was a good sight. I mean, these guys, again, they're the core players of FNF. They've been the ones doing this for years, so I'd imagine that they, have the experience to look at those angles. Now, let's... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just looking at the camo. So BLUFOR has Marpat WD.
Yeah.
And let's see. And OPFOR is just standard EMR Summer. Green.
So they're both easy to see.
The map maker went with the Woodlands camo for BLUFOR.
Yeah. So I think... Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, one of the big things is if Tarnfolk, he's all the way down south by himself out in the middle of a field. If he's able to spot this BLUFOR advance by the first platoon of Bravo and Charlie, then that force is going to be nullified very quickly with the force to the north of it.
By the way, they got the guys out of the plane and they're loading them up in the helicopter.
Get back, boots on the ground. Oh, and it looks like the Alpha teams in their transport trucks are finally moving. They're going to head directly west.
They're going to potentially beeline this. I'll be curious to see if the OPFOR contingent on the northwestern side tries to engage those forces going in, but I think they're going to... Yeah.
So they definitely know something's coming.
So here's the thing, though. If OPFOR engages that force, they're going to give themselves away, and we might see some of BLUFOR's Charlie and Bravo teams head over. But it looks like instead they're going to do an open field push led by Buckets.
Yeah, and Twig is... I'm looking at Twig right now, and he just sees the two vehicles running across the field, so he's definitely calling that in with his long range. I think he's, platoon HQ.
But once again, the forces that are over here are going to be completely out of position as BLUFOR is now setting up a pincer maneuver. They're thunder running with these two vehicles right on the edge of the town. This is playing exactly like that BLUFOR versus Independent Op. And they're going to take the southern AO with ease because OPFOR doesn't have enough stuff right here. I did say in the beginning that if OPFOR stretches themselves out too thin like this, they're going to easily catch themselves out of position with not enough units defending the actual objective.
And it looks like one of the Charlie guys, team leader, accidentally threw a flare on their position.
I saw that, yeah, they shot, I don't think they have hand flares. He must have shot that as a GL, so...
And it probably hit a tree. That's
yeah. Well, I mean, there's not enough OPFOR guys to really take notice. Sure, you got a few dudes at the hospital, but there's a lot more guys up there. We do have Warlords firing towards the flare, but... with the sheer amount of BLUFOR guys that are going to pincer this hospital off, we're going to need a miracle here for, let's see, Warlords, Killinger, Vormuk, and Pop-Tart. They are somehow going to have to hold off literally half of BLUFOR here. And OPFOR hasn't adjusted yet. They're, I think, trying to get back in their Vic, but...
It's just not moving. I see Twig King running over, but, I mean, that's about it. Like, all of Echo is still left behind. They might get to the edge of the forest while this helicopter team gets right onto the town, so...
So it is important to note, BLUFOR still has those 3 armed Humvees and that additional squad of dudes in the truck in reserve.
I wonder if he's playing it so that, like, trying to bait out most of the...
Pop-Tart.
Come to this objective so that they can push them.
Vormuk was just taken out.
Loaded with people into the second one.
OPFOR's down to 50% effectiveness here. And honestly, I'm going to check the roster real quick. I don't think there's been a single... No, we had Flood get picked off. Flood was in the reserve group with the Humvees, so I guess he disconnected or something silly happened. But other than that, no one has died on BLUFOR yet. Meanwhile, 2 of the OPFOR defenders have died.
Yep, and they're all over that hotel.
Yep.
Oh, BLUFOR and BLUFOR now. Shooting at the front of the hospital.
Pop-Tart just went down. Gen Killer getting a double tap. There goes Pop-Tart. And now it's just up to Warlords to hold this spot. He could have caught Lazy and Zulu out of position. Instead, Zulu's going to shoot at him. Gets a back of the head shot there and knocks him out.
Yep, and there's that gash done. Now it's going to be really interesting to see how the OPFOR commander takes this, because if he keeps all of his Alpha force right here in the middle, that could be a big detriment, especially if they pull vehicles up
Yeah.
Pick up everyone from the first objective here that they took and transport them over.
HC4 just went on that PRP-3 that Vonk's driving next to OPFOR Alpha. It was just over, unfortunately. And BLUFOR, I honestly...
Yeah, this cache is theirs.
I think they did it perfectly. There's no one dead. We do have a wounded guy, but he's in the hands of BLUFOR Harna. And, I mean, 4 free kills and an objective. Not a bad call there. We've got the cords firing up at BLUFOR Command. I think what BLUFOR is going to try to do is they're going to try to bait OPFOR to reposition units on the southern side, making OPFOR think that this is their main attack force, and in that, they're going to then charge in their other vehicles to the other cache and do rinse and repeat of what they just did.
Oh, absolutely. The one guy we want to watch out for, though, is Tarnfolk. He's one of the marksmen. He's between 2 forces. Or no, maybe he's not. No, he's a team leader, it looks like.
Yeah, he was the team leader of the group that already died. I don't know where he's positioned, though, because he's not with them. Meanwhile, BLUFOR, the tail end of their force, it's members of TSB coming into town, unfortunately getting caught out of position by the repositioned OPFOR force, which is now trying to take the forest and pin them down. They're going to have to do some really fancy maneuvering to get down there without getting killed. So we might see some even trades. OPFOR might catch these 4 BLUFOR guys out of position. Meanwhile, BLUFOR is trying to reposition these guys on the southern, the southern flank that were coming in to be part of that pincer, are now repositioning to take care of this new OPFOR threat. But we still have quite a big chunk of dudes in here. Tarnfolk coming back into the town, getting into a firefight with Iowa. Knocks Iowa out, but Cheese Day was right there to flank Tarnfolk, catch him out of position, and took him out. And I think we're now hearing some mag dumping being done on this cache, which I find kind of funny because Daniel has a law which he could use to take it out, but c'est la vie.
At that close of a range, you know,
True.
It's one of those things, you're going to suicide, basically. You only want to do that on the last objective. But if they have an engineer, they should set their engineer up there, plant a charge, and they'll be good.
Yep. So I'm going to quickly look back up north because the chopper is back. They've brought up a transport truck. I don't know what they're planning with that, but we might see some extra reinforcements from the pilot group come in.
I wonder if they're going to try to sling it.
They could. That would be interesting to say the least.
I saw some desync from a couple of
Iowa's
guys
welcome
over
back
there.
up. So let's see, majority of BLUFOR, they were able to fold in, but we do have Iota down. Let me see he woke back up. Yeah, everyone else in his group is still alive as well, so they're trying to pop more smoke and move down. So really great maneuvering by BLUFOR trying to get here before OPFOR can reposition and get right on top of them. But BLUFOR at this point, they need to load back up in those Thunder Run trucks. Actually, no, that wouldn't be a good call. They just need to start moving down to the other cache at this point.
I don't know which way I would go. If I, looking at it from here, I would actually go straight to the coast. Because I know there's people
It's
down
risky,
the SSR, and I know they're going to be fortified along there, that's what Command would say. So if I go down to the coast and I push along the coast, I can bypass that entire force. I don't know what Command has spotted, if they spotted this Charlie 2 and Platoon HQ1 with Anderson and Arcor.
How Alpha's completely
or even,
repositioned to deal with this.
Guaranteeing they never spotted Cosmonaut over on their shoreline. But just something, because they can't run back west, really. They're going to get caught out. They can't run back up the hill, because they still got the OPFOR force, which has retreated? Yeah, they've retreated back into the woods. What are they doing?
I think they're just trying to reposition to catch any more BLUFOR guys out, but BLUFOR is now folding back into the hospital location. That cache is destroyed. What's scaring me here, though, is if we look north to where OPFOR is, a Thunder Run can break right through that line of, 3 armed Humvees. We just saw a marksman round come in and take out the gunner. No, it was War Dog. Just got knocked out by... Who is that up there? Valhallen. Beautiful neck shot right there. Wasn't a headshot. Didn't take him out and insta-kill him, but that was great.
And it's definitely
War Dog waking back up.
Defenders on their objective, because they know they've got a marksman, so they're going to be hiding more behind walls, not being able to look out as far. So that's going to be important. One things I'm going to wonder is that other PRP is sit underneath a light, not too far from BLUFOR.
Yeah.
Just look over there.
You think they're gonna take it?
No, it's behind a hill. Never mind. They're not gonna.
Yeah, no, at that angle, unfortunately.
But
if BLUFOR is gonna move to the coast like you're suggesting, it is quite possible that they might grab that and then use it to thunder run up the coast. The one issue I see with it, though, is OPFOR's Charlie 2 team, specifically Lurch Elson, who is the mat gunner. He is looking in that direction. He would be ready to engage anything. And we got the Chinook back in the AO here.
Yeah, and it's definitely drawing some fire. That rear rotor's out again. The fuck?
Was it always out? They might not have been able to fully repair it.
It must be glitched on our side because I see it as not spinning.
I don't see it as spinning either. I think it's genuinely damaged.
Huh.
It's definitely doing a thunder run here, trying to shoot down into the OPFOR force here.
So not a bad plan by Drake. I believe he is the commander for OPFOR right now. He's got his forces spread out, which is going to make it hard for any kind of solidified push, but like you said, a thunder run of any kind, and the whole plan falls apart very quickly. Are they moving up there on that hill? The north?
So the truck has moved up to the top of the hill. It is slowly climbing up there. The Humvees are still right there. I honestly think BLUFOR should be closing this northern pincer now and putting pressure on that cache. They've let a lot of time go by. OPFOR has moved as much as they're willing to move here. Now, yeah, go ahead.
In the truck are the ones who are supposed to be flying. Those were Pearson
Oh, you're right. Yeah, no, the original truck is still back there. They're still in reserve. This is just the pilots now driving up. That's kind of funny.
They're supposed to be the fastest aircraft in the AO. They get the slowest truck.
Chinook now going low again. That back rotor is completely out now.
Never stopped them before, though. They're going to continue flying.
They're dumping both of those miniguns as much as they can into the AO, going for any lucky hits. We got fire coming back at them. At least it's draining the cords and the machine gunners. I think they're using the Chinook to get some recon data on where those machine gun positions are, because now if you look over the Chinook, you have that northern force starting to come down now. So this might be the closing the gap that BLUFOR is going for. If they thunder run the second AO and are able to take out the cache with AT, it's going to be GG, even though...
A lot of people still on the...
Yeah, with a lot of people still alive, and that's just the name of the game. OPFOR has spread themselves out pretty well in my opinion, but it just hasn't been enough. And we... Oh, no. The Chinook is distracting the northern force. It's making everyone look up. This is going to be a thunder run. So if you have
half the people, there's still people that we got like TPA, Eagle, Carlson, who are still looking out to the west and north.
Don't get me wrong though, but
west.
Here's the thing. This is a strategy I always like to talk about. The Chinook is purely being a distraction, making people look up at the Chinook and not pull 360 security. That is going to let these vehicles on BLUFOR thunder run this AO.
Yep.
But with them firing early and announcing themselves, no, they're not going to do a thunder run. They're doing it this... They could have thunder runned it if they had the Chinook flying over and providing distraction. By stopping here... Sorry, go ahead. I'm hogging it. Go ahead.
The Echo 2 team, or the Echo team that was on the hill beside the BLUFOR helicopter team that dismounted, they actually moved up and they're going to attack the Chinook that landed. Oh no.
Wait, the Chinook fucking Jesus.
Oh no, and it's sliding down the hill. It's rolling away into the trees.
Mountain's trying to recover it, going, no, baby. Baby, come back.
They're running right at each other right now.
What?
Bye, helicopter. Goodbye. Go live in the trees.
This is why you put the parking brake on.
I wonder if they did, and that's just Arma being Arma.
This... Oh my god.
And now you've got Twin King and his entire team about to engage. Yep, there you go.
There's a marksman. CO is shooting at him. They're going to get picked off. And we have the OPFOR truck driving up the forest route here.
I wonder if it's going to try to stop it from going in the trees and push back on the field so they can...
I doubt it. Worst case scenario, it keeps driving, the Chinook explodes and kills them all, but they're going to stop short and try to do a flanking element on these 3 guys that are dismounted. Chinook has stopped sliding because it finally got caught on a tree. What the hell?
I wonder if one of the cords put something into it and just like the engine was finally out.
By the way, hey, BLUFOR stole the PRP and a transport truck, and now they're squaring off with Alpha, who's pulled back on the defensive line. Again, Alpha doing a very good job moving from that center area to be dynamic with this BLUFOR force that's trying to move, but that's going to keep things distracted as the top half of this pincer maneuver comes down. And
there's going to be no one except for Narisk here looking in the right direction. He's going to see like 4 guys, while you still have another 6 to 8 who are going to come down the railroad tracks.
The hell he just throw?
I mean, I almost called the plan, but it looks like they're doing a little bit thing special.
I mean, this is a classic pincer maneuver here. No doubt about it. It's just going to be up to the northern group to kind of seal the deal here.
Oh, wow. That the PRP that's firing, that the BLUFOR guys have stolen are getting rather close to the northern force because they're shooting over. Yep, and here they come, straight down to the coast.
They're doing a good job of closing the gap. Yep.
Anderson, Archer, and Cosmonaut behind a rock, behind a hill, who are going to be able to see them and put some pain out. But other than that, yeah.
Oh, we have Trooper Nordia driving right up to this OPFOR group. Perfect GL shot going under the truck.
Ooh, what was that? Oh.
That was an AT shot that sounded like the Mat Gunner of BLUFOR taking out the OPFOR PRP. BLUFOR dismounting though, getting caught out of position, knocked on their feet by Cosmonaut. Arcor throwing a grenade. A grenade gets perfectly thrown up to him. It's going to explode on his ass.
Come on.
Arcor dismount, going prone a little too quick there, taking a few headshots, the back of his helmet catching it. And Cosmonaut trying to come down to clean these guys up, but oh, this is getting messy.
Yeah, and that Echo Force has cleaned up the pilots, and they're now searching the helicopter, seeing what they can pillage from it.
Yeah. Trying to look for the Charlie 2 team that was able to get that beautiful kill.
Or spawn up at those buildings where the vehicles were.
Yeah, their Mat Gunner definitely got that kill. That would have been grab. Let me check his ratio here. Yep, he got that Vic kill.
Smoke too, so that's going to be really effective.
So that Thunder Run with that truck, OPFOR had a really good opportunity to eliminate them. Only getting 2 of the guys as BLUFOR still has 4 guys around here. They're walking wounded though. Cosmonaut still up trying to pick off a few more guys with whatever he can. Meanwhile, BLUFOR has moved into the town. One of the M2 Vics is smoking, unfortunately. And Nurse.
It probably got hit by Gorski, who dropped the Mat rifle.
But BLUFOR right on top of this position. Nurse getting caught up position by Jameson and getting taken out. Great shot there. And these members of Task Force 121 are within striking distance of the cache. They've got a slightly lesser OPFOR force to deal with, but otherwise it's pretty even. 15 minutes remaining, call called. It's still anyone's game.
There's still a huge amount of OPFOR left and a huge amount of BLUFOR, so with this 15 minutes, I think they're gonna, really pick up the pace and, bum rush this. They have to at this point.
Yeah.
What? A Foxtrot 2 team pinned in the north by, it looks like, Bay and Eagle and Choofless.
What Task Force 121, the best thing they could do right now on this northern side is send 2 guys over to the coast and try to get around and get to the cache site itself. Because in all honesty, this area is very easy to predict where the cache is going to be. It's going to be in the central compound. But then finding the right building is going to be a little hard. But you sure? Because to me, this compound screams it to me. That would be the first place I'd check,
I could see it, but it's definitely just looking at the buildings from the ground perspective. You're going to see again that building that BLUFOR hunkered down in, and think that could be occupied, and that's where it's going to be. But if you look at it, it's a non-enterable building.
Ooh, that was a miss.
So I would assume, just looking at it from the ground, you're not going to know exactly which building it is, because they all look like they are enterable.
So by the way, PRP taking AT fire, but it missed. Lurch trying to do a quick reload here. But that PRP definitely engaging right over OPFOR's heads here. They just hit the MAT team gunner in the leg just by spraying past that building. Doing a really good job just suppressing and keeping that MAT team gunner distracted. Grenades going off. No, that's smoke. Possibly, yeah, no, they're firing off their smoke, trying to conceal more of BLUFOR coming up.
Yeah, and this is the perfect opportunity. We've got Matterheim, Cyrus, Montgomery, quickly over on this office building, also putting fire out towards the forces on the beach.
Hold up. Two of the pilots have thunder run into the fucking pilots from the plane thunder run into the compound.
Do it. Yeah, but
Here's getting picked off, unfortunately.
Yep.
And headshotted. But Sattenberg, I mean, he's here. If he got shot at from that building, he has an LR too. No, he doesn't. Never mind. It was the other guy that had the LR. Fuck. He'd be able to say, hey, they're defending that building, and then they could run in a few more guys and take that cache out.
Yeah, but everyone got off from the top there, with the exception of Drake, who's not looking. I think they're going to go try to clean up. Mm-hmm. No, they're hiding inside the... Oh, they're hiding.
Just holding the doorways. Yep. The issue with that building they're on, Krylev, I just got to get dicked, but as long as those doors get open, then someone with an AT stick can just look in, tap it real quick, and win the game. But 12 minutes remaining, a lot of room for BLUFOR to still strike this cache. Major fight in the south, minor fight in the north, and both sides have units sporadically going around. Also, Platoon 2 HQ with Echo 2 for OPFOR are trying to go on the western flank of BLUFOR's advance. If they're able to close the distance and get on this gap, they could do some significant damage.
Yeah, but all it takes is just one guy to look in their general direction, see, a couple people running on a hill, let everyone know, and then be able to move out of the way or take them on. And
I mean, this is TSB, and Lolo, I think, actually just spotted them with Iota.
Yeah, Reaper.
Or no, Iota's bandaging him.
Over there.
Yeah, we're seeing some shots come from OPFOR, so now, I mean, we got people like Reapers and Nemesis. They're immediately returning fire. AT landing super close to the captured PRP and is now firing back with its machine gun.
Oh,
and there goes another shot. But the crew are able to get out of there and walk away. Harness crippled. No, he's not. He was just vaulting out. Being engaged by a machine gun as he goes, but he should be able to survive. And BLUFOR desperately trying to push past this hill, but OPFOR has them in a really tight spot. I don't see BLUFOR making it out of this position within the next 11 minutes. There's just no real way for them to push. There's not a lot of cover here. I think they're effectively stopped.
They're gonna have to rely on their northern force to provide some kind of distraction, or take them out and put fire from behind.
Yeah, it's gonna be up to Task Force 121 on the north here, but unfortunately Patriot and Carlson are cleaning house, picking off some of these individual 121 guys. But we also have Stottenberg with a potential clutch play. Yeah.
All he has to do is open that one door, freak everyone out in that building. And they're just standing there right next to the objective, just casually having a conversation in the middle of the building. Isn't that wonderful?
Aye, aye, aye.
Clearly, they don't feel threatened.
At the 10-minute mark, it is still anyone's game. I just don't see how BLUFOR is going to get another team to that cache.
Oh, and one of the guys from Charlie 2, Severe, running back. He might be able to catch Gothenburg if he takes it too slow.
Potentially.
But the problem is that building he's standing next to, it's not enterable, and especially with no enhanced movement to get over this wall here, he's gonna have to go through the gate.
BLUFOR, I mean, they're just getting dudes picked off on this position. I'm hearing GL's getting fired. The far western force is getting picked off as OPFOR is starting to close the gap here from that western flank. And BLUFOR on the north, they still have some guys in reserve that they're having to do a smoke charge here, which now that OPFOR's pulled off this position, they're going to be able to do freely here. It's just they have to somehow fold in, but we got people like T5 Bay, Gorski, Carlson. They might be pulling back to actually hold this compound here.
Stothenberg sees them crossing the road.
Is he going to fire?
If he fires right now,
he's dead.
He'll be able to stop a couple of them, but I don't think he will.
So this is going to allow for the northern flank of BLUFOR to potentially start coming into this compound, but OPFOR has added to its reinforcing here. We're also seeing people on the southern flank pull into that compound to hold for the last 8.5 minutes. I think this is a really good call, actually, because if OPFOR were to just hold the outer perimeter here and fortify what they could for 8 minutes, I think they could hold this.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and cast my vote in right now. I think OPFOR is gonna win this simply because BLUFOR is not gonna be able to get close enough.
But I do love how OPFOR, especially on the major attack BLUFOR has, they've kept guys on that offensive defense just to kind of keep BLUFOR pinned here, because they know that they can't really leave this position, especially with the PRP being taken out and the western flank getting collapsed. We still have quite a few BLUFOR guys up here. But I see Nemesis is dead. That's unfortunate.
Well, and one of the things, too, is that I don't think they've ever spotted Nielsen yet up in the tower crane on the shoreline, and he's been putting out crazy fire. He's been keeping them hella suppressed.
He's on 2 kills. Yeah, no, he was firing at Task Force 121 as they were moving in from the north, and now he's adjusted to the south, and he's been getting a lot of good kills from that position. So BLUFOR, we got some Task Force 121 members firing down. I saw them pick off an OPFOR guy that was a little closer to them, but now they're firing at Carlson and T5 Bay. But these are people you do not want to let get close to in an urban scenario.
Right now, he's about to run into Bridges, who is just behind the wall, along with Nutty Person.
Bridges looks out though, doesn't see him.
Doesn't look there.
Stattenberg's probably going to catch him out of position, but Bridges, I think, just saw him and immediately pulled back. And Bridges takes him out with the classic running back and forth to avoid fire like the Matrix. There goes Stottenberg.
Yeah, and now that this building is reinforced, again, I don't think they're going to be able to make it because it's got the upper walkway with great sight lines all around.
See, but you got Valhalland as a marksman out here. He was just taking pot shots at people on that upper walkway. I don't think he got a kill, but he definitely freaked someone out.
They're going to go ahead and get on another.
Yeah, Drake's bandaging.
They're going to get on another roof, the 6th story, to their northwest, and probably start putting fire out from there.
But that marksman, he's going to be sure, he's going to easily be able to lock down these windows. I see a lot of bandages up here too, meaning that marksman has been doing really good work. But if he can thin out some of the OPFOR defenders on the higher areas, that could potentially let the northern BLUFOR group alleviate some of the pressure off of them, and they can fire back. But yeah, let's see, we got OPFOR
putting some rounds out towards him.
Yeah, he's trying, but at that range, it's going to be really, really difficult.
Good God, I'm listening to Old Town Road while this is going on.
Nice.
It fits it perfectly.
So we still got Lolo and Grav. Lolo just went down. This OPFOR force, I mean, Twig King, Nightshade, 2 really good players as well. I don't think OPFOR's taken any casualties in moving down this flank. And they've just been able to clean up BLUFOR so easily, and BLUFOR hasn't been able to move this position. Got Ash trying to pull away, but it's going to be up to the northern fight. 5 minutes, 18 seconds remaining. Still anyone's game until we see something happen with this northern force. We've got people like Pads and Olaf here. And then some remnants of Task Force 121. I also see Hatzinger here. But,
yeah,
oh, this is going to be tough.
Slowly taking out the upper force. Like the guys in the windows. I think the only problem with that is that they're announcing that they have, you know, forces down there. Oh, but you've got Carlson and Bay moving behind the BLUFOR forces here on the north.
Yep, they were originally looking for that 3-man team, which is now on the perimeter. Actually, no, it was 121 members. I think it was Jeff, Kevin, and Jameson. Again, you don't want to deal with Bay or Carlson or any of the vets at this close to the range. Bay especially, in my opinion, one of, if not the best player in FNF. Him, Nemesis, the works, man.
Oh, yeah.
Nemesis made staff, for fuck's sake. That means you can't fuck with him.
Staff means nothing in this war.
I know.
Which is the best part. Get to kill.
Otherwise, Adriano would be running this show, right?
Wait, I forgot my kill.
Oh my god, look at where Bay is.
Yep. He's about to walk up on a group of...
And Carlson's gonna join him. They're not looking behind him. Here we go, boys. He's gonna go with Carlson. Oh, this is gonna be brutal.
1, 2, 3.
My God, the other two haven't noticed. Jeff just turned around, noticed Bay right there. Carlson takes him out, and Bay cleans him up. Oh!
Yes, Dreadnought.
Oh, that was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. Bay just got picked off by a marksman. That was Falcon up in the top story of the apartment complex. Carlson's double tap and throws a grenade. That's going to land right in front of T5 Bay.
Bay is not going to be able to get up.
Oh, as you say that, Bay gets up from that.
Oh, God, why?
Amazing.
Like, told no every single time today. First it was the helicopter.
Right. That was brutal, though. Falcon's going to try to keep him suppressed. We still have Valhalla firing into the compound. We have two groups of three, Olaf, Diggs, and Pads, and Hassinger, Iggy, and Finn trying to come in. Finn taken out, though, with the column by Cirrus.
The helicopter by
double tap, too.
He's going to be moving up on Nutty Person.
2 minutes, 45 seconds remaining.
He takes his corner, and he hears that...
he's going to hear that medical. But Hassinger getting engaged by Montgomery.
Yep. Boy. Yeah, this is going to be rough. Olaf, Dergs, and Hag.
Oh! Hag's getting immediately taken out by Cyrus, and we also have Drake up here firing down as well.
And there goes there goes the first three-man team.
I think this is GG. The fact that Bay was able to clean that up, he's down again from Falcon. Carlson looking around for that marksman. BLUFOR only having two guys left, and that southern attack is falling apart. They're not going to make it up here in these remaining 2 minutes. It can still go into overtime because Olaf and Diggs are in the zone, but with this many OPFOR defending.
Oh, they are definitely within the zone. Holy crap, that is a huge zone.
It's a big zone. That's why I'm saying it's kind of obvious to tell the cache is in this perimeter, because the alternate is just a random building off the side.
Even Dirk, one of the newer players here, actually.
But Diggs is about to be picked off by Lurch here, firing from the three-story. And he gets picked off from the flank. That was Carlson coming around, but then Carlson is taken out by Falcon.
And that leaves the zone unoccupied.
With 1 minute remaining.
Valhalla can get in there, or Falcon can pull down from that building.
Yep, Valhalla has pulled around, but with 1 minute remaining, I don't think either BLUFOR guy is going to be able to get into the zone in time. Maybe Falcon if he sprints down the stairs, maybe Valhalla if he runs in, but...
Valhalla will be able to easily get in there, as long as he doesn't stop at this barn and try to take shots out. He needs to head up to that yellow house.
Honestly, like, they have so many dudes to fight in here, though, and it's at close range, and they have marksman rifles. Meanwhile, the remaining BLUFOR group is getting chewed up by the OPFOR guys coming in. OPFOR, the western push that engaged that helicopter, they're 3 down, but...
They got a vehicle moving.
BLUFOR trying to regroup in that truck, and you've also got OPFOR guys, Firefighter and Martin coming up to sweep the remaining dudes that are still up. Pronix might be able to tap them, but with 35 seconds... Valhalla about to breach the perimeter. He could force this to overtime.
And he's in. Okay, there we go. So
Falcon is joining him too. 2 guys and over. But it is, at this point, it would still be admin's discretion if we go into overtime. It's possible.
No, this is, it's now script-based.
Gotcha. Oh, that's awesome.
So
Daniel Keene going down. Cryleave and Pronix, I think, traded with the 2 Firefighter and Martin that were coming up. Nope, there is no overtime.
What?
I think just the sheer amount of OPFOR guys still in this AO. I mean...
I was about to say, I thought it still had longer.
No, that's GG. Admins might claim it's overtime here. We might see... I mean, nope, they're going to call it.
That's it. Well,
I understand that, though, because 2 versus, like, the 12 dudes in the place.
A truck of 3 coming in. They could have, you know, that could have been the...
True. Yeah, but I just don't think it was enough, but I don't know. Let's go down. Yep.